Okay, we are on. So today, okay, the last session we were working on the project form for to upload projects on the website, and I don't know what do you think. I think that we can keep working on that form a little bit more today. Try to finish as much as we can, more or less.
Yeah.
And if we have more time, I think that we can continue with the CivicWise profile form. I think we can do the same. Put the form on a specific Google Doc and try to work on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. So, well, here basically I try to make an advanced. I put everything on suggestion mode so you can know where I was working. And well, if the suggestion that I kept on, if you reading and you think there is okay, you can go clicking so we can clean the document. And well, I think more or less is, I mean, we have enough information. We can see further if we need more. I think what we need here is to add maybe in some fields this description text, so Alfonso can have it when he add the form or update the form on WordPress. And yeah, but I think that basically what we need to do is that. And more specifically, for example, I add here at the end. I think you, Julia, said something about this.
Yeah, it would be perfect to have this downloadable kind of PDF or presentation.
Yeah, I don't know how would be the process for this. How is going? How can work? I don't know if it's that we can have in a Google Doc a template with the same information, but also, I mean, already with a layout just to print the PDF, so you can once you get the form on the website, you can go also to this Google Doc. The people can fill this and upload the PDF to the same form. So anyone on the network can download the PDF if they need to make some presentation in a report or something and need something fast. And also the same for presentation. So would be a task to upload this PDF, and this presentation of each project would be a task for the people that upload the project, I guess, because I don't know if well, I guess we can do it, but I guess it's complicated. I don't know, Alfonso, that automatically the WordPress generate a PDF and a presentation with the info that we upload in the form.
That I was thinking that. In fact, I think it's possible to generate a PDF automatically from the information we fill in the form, but not the presentation. And I think it's a good idea to generate the PDF automatically.
Okay.
We have some limitation. I mean, it will be a PDF with the same structure all the time. So maybe it's not the perfect PDF for every project, you know, because if you generate the PDF manually by hand. You can do what you want, but in an automatic way. When you know it's automatic. But I think, yeah, but I think it's worth to make the test because we are going to save a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if someone needs for a specific project a particular PDF, he can generate the PDF manually.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I was thinking would be like a tool to have. I mean, for example, I have a meeting tomorrow and I don't have the time to generate a PDF by hand, so I make a collection of some projects that I want to show from CivicWise. I generate 3-4 PDFs. I gather in the same PDF and print it, and that's it. So
Yeah,
That's so practical.
yeah. The thing will be something like this. You have a button in every project, in every web page project, and if you click the button, you download a PDF
okay.
like that. And it's also interesting for non-wisers people. I mean,
Yeah.
for everybody.
And the presentation would be a task for the person who upload the project to upload the presentation so anyone can download, right?
Yeah. Presentation is not possible to generate a presentation from the form. No.
Okay.
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 I have some comments on the type of project list.
Okay.
You have this like civic innovation, social innovation, collaborative economy. I think for me, these ones are tags. They are not the type of project. If it's a civic innovation,
Okay.
it's either a building or a digital platform. I think we should just like skip them.
Okay.
And maybe for the education, I think you are referring to these online courses. We should keep it, maybe.
Yeah.
And also even we can call it just online courses because this is the...
Okay. So it would be like this.
Yep. And also I would just delete PhD. Research is, PhD is research, so let's just only keep the research. For example, I'm thinking about our Oslo Triennale submission.
Mm-hmm.
Where would we put it? We would put it on research, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
anyway,
For me,
sorry.
yeah, sorry, Pascual.
No, go ahead.
For me, there are two taxonomies in the same inside of type of project. I don't know if we want to separate them into two, because we have a thematic taxonomy: building, urbanism, public space, city, territory, and another taxonomy that is more in relation with the format of the project. I mean, action, event, workshop. So if we want to for example select all the project by format, and if the format is mixed with thematic taxonomy, it won't be possible. So if we want to do that, we have to separate the taxonomies.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I am, as far as I understand, it's maybe we should make the type of project, the line below more clear, because, for example, action, it might be, I mean, you might have kind of a participatory action in your process, but in the end, what you create is a public space. So I think in this like type of project, we are much more interested in that end result rather than the process itself, because you already talk about the process in this description. But if you did a kind of a real public space through action, you just say that it's a public space project.
Okay.
I mean, I would, but also I think in CivicWise there are some projects which are only actions. Maybe we should delete just participatory action, because it is just kind of a one of the subcategories of action. I would just take it out. What do you think, Alfonso?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that, well, there's two things about taxonomies. I think for me, I put it here in a comment because I have the doubt. I'm not sure, but if I have to say something now, I would say that for me it would be better to have these two taxonomies. And also, what I was thinking is that it would be allowed to have to select more than one type here. So you can add, for example, if we have here, I guess that what Alfonso was saying was this is a format. And here you have, I don't know, thematic. I don't know if it's thematic or is. This is the type of the project, so maybe this is another field, a different field. Yeah. But anyway, for me, would be better if you're allowed to select, for example, here at the same time, action and communication and research. I don't know, that you can select more than one. And also here, because I don't know, maybe
I don't think we need to kind of make these two distinctions between type and format. If they can choose more than one, let's just keep it as just one list. Because if you make it into two different lists, like as type and format, I always think that I need to select one from type and another from format, which doesn't apply to all projects. I mean,
okay.
Let's just keep it in just one list. That's my suggestion.
Okay. But as I said before, if then we want to make a cross, for example, a cross filter system, it won't be possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, but I think for that we are going to much more use tags, aren't we? The ones below.
Okay.
Because we also have that one. So let's not make it more complicated in the beginning of the form for people.
Agree. Okay.
Okay. So it would be like this.
Yes.
Then, okay. So it would be like this. Okay.
But a question for you. It will be possible for a user to add a new term, a new category?
Have to think about it. I don't know. I guess no, because I guess that for that you have tags.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think if anyone just comes up with this problem, then we can discuss it. If not, I mean, if everyone is okay with these types that they are working, then yeah. Because if we leave it too much open, then it will get messy again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm agree. Well, it's a good compromise. Categories are more or less a closed list, and tags.
Yeah, they are more open.
Yeah.
And here I also put a comment. I was thinking to have the type of project to have it below, just before tags. So you have, first of all, you have like main description with text, tweet, and images, and then after that you have like specific information with type of project, tags, website, status, and so on. I think that could be.
Are you thinking in the form, Pascual, or in the page, the public page of a project?
Both, because
Okay.
here I'm going to put here an example that I find here in a comment on the title. I don't know if you see it. I can share with you also here on the chat. I mean, it's just an example, but it works more or less like our format. And also, Bendehui was working on it the other week because we upload Mestura Puerto, and it's working more or less like us. And the visualization is very simple, but I think can work as a first draft. I mean, you have like a feature image. You can put a feature image or a video, a bigger image that you can see just before the title. Then you have images that you can upload like that, all the images that you want, or you can also upload galleries. Then you have the description text, and then you have the specific information with people involved. We will have people involved, tags, type of project, the work group, repository, blah, 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 date, and so on. So it's simple, but this structure, I think could work. I don't know. It's just a first approach.
It's about the design of the page. I would leave it to Alfonso to comment.
You want me to comment the layout?
Yeah. Do you already know how it will look, or?
No.
Okay.
Not really. Right now, in the template that we are using in the CivicWise website, we have several options that are already made. I mean, we can choose from, I don't remember now, 4 or 5 templates for a project. And if maybe not today, but or maybe yes, I don't know. We can have a look to every template and see if they suit our needs. If not, we can code another one.
Okay.
But yeah, for this kind of a structure with a gallery on the top and a text and a little, I mean, card with some all the project information like in a list. Yeah, the templates, all of them have this feature.
This is how I'm pasting the magazine's website. This is like we put the text, for example, in the very beginning of the text.
Okay.
I think that is also what we need to do. Of course, it's a magazine, then it is this like there is a kind of a small introduction text, and then the credits they see it also at the beginning of the page, just below the photos. But it is kind of a drop-down thing. It's just you can hide it or see it, and the gallery is there within the text. I mean, there are many possible ways to do it, I think, and but I would suggest that we can take the type of project below. For me, that's okay, but let's take the tags up. These ones.
Okay. So you would have the tags like here in the magazine, right?
Yeah, probably just like below description in a very, or even it might even be above it. I don't know, because the tags are the main things that makes you easily grasp if it interests you or not. So we shouldn't put them in the back, but in a like maybe the tags and tweet, they should work together. I don't know.
Okay. Well, another thing that, for example, here in the reference that I sent, the information is at the end, and I think that for me it would be better also to have it like here in the magazine, to have all the information like the like this website, the people involved, and blah blah, at the right side, like you have it here. We have more information, but I have it like this. Also, for example, I remember that here. Here, they have also on the right side this kind of basic information.
Yes, but I think this is also something maybe we need to discuss with Jonathan. I don't know, because
yeah, of course.
For now, the whole website is just like one column, the whole other pages that we did about us and all these ones. They are just one column. And now if we decide to make kind of a 2-column design for the projects, I don't know how it would, I mean, sometimes it's better that you have a kind of a different design for different kind of pages, but sometimes it makes it like less coherent, and then the page, it's just like, you're just like, where am I now? I was in another website now, what's going on? So I don't know. But I think we should skip these design problems and maybe focus much more on the form, because there are too many unknowns for me about the design, and maybe we should just think about how we would submit a project, which informations we prefer to give first, and which is the quickest way for anyone to do. So maybe it's a better, it would work better if we go to that direction.
Let's do that.
So I would take the tags up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So tags. I would delete this.
Okay.
Okay. The description on the top is the content. I mean, is
Yeah.
the long text
Yes.
of the project. Okay.
Images. Project. And here, then I would put the website
Up.
here. Okay. And then type of project.
Okay.
Maybe this should be that, and I don't know if work group and partners.
Now we have to take this to up.
Yeah, I was thinking that also. Okay. And production space and repository. Okay.
Question. Do we want? No, sorry. Bon. Do we want images inside the description or just text?
That depends on you, on how difficult is to
It's not.
for people to have freedom on that.
I mean, it's just an option. If it's better, I check an option. It's not difficult. But
Okay.
But how it works?
yeah, I mean, if we have a text with images inside, I think it's more difficult to make a template for it.
Yeah.
Because the form could be anything.
Yeah, but if you have the freedom to put an image wherever you want, I mean, I'm how it works when, I mean, if I am uploading a project, it's not harder to have this option, or, I mean, technically for you, it's not the same to have just a form, you fill it and you send it, that if you want to add more options, that would be to, I mean, to select an images and to put it wherever you want, or?
Yeah, you know, the form that we are going to have in the front end for the description is kind of similar to the one that we have in the backend. You know, it's almost the same.
Okay.
So you can have a button. You can have a button for add a media. So
Okay.
you can add a media if you want, but if not, we remove the button. We hide the button.
No, I mean, if we can do it, if it's easy to do it, for me it's better.
Okay. Yeah.
For me it's better if you have the option to add an image wherever you want. So.
Yeah, and also for some projects, if they were like in 2 phases, maybe they talk about the first phase, put the gallery, and then about the second phase, put the gallery. It might be better.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
I don't understand this production space, Pascual.
That's a big debate. Well, we have in the Valencia Global Camp, we defined like these areas or production spaces where basically Civic-Wise develop projects, actions, and so on. So it's like Civic-Wise develop his work on an academic field in which we have civic design course, civic innovation school, on labs, and we have different labs and more that are coming. Also, we are working on community building we can put, and by now we have like one tool or one project for that, which is Global Camp, but we can have more in the future. Civic spaces, where we have by now Civic Factory, and this one we called it at the beginning tools or protocols. I think I put this now here because I think is deeper than that, and it's basically a field in which we are working about anything related with how we work together, how to make a network sustainable and blah blah blah. And we have these kind of things that we are working on: civic-wise communication, civic economy, governance, and tools and protocols. So when we were talking about the projects, what we said is that we could be fine to also, if you can relate the projects that you upload to the website to these production spaces or areas, so you can find more or less, I mean, you can identify these production spaces as general services. So for example, if we have labs, you can understand that you have a field or an area or people working on research and sharing knowledge. If you see the academy, you can see that we are working on an education field and developing projects and action about that field, and blah blah blah, so on. So, but I don't know if, I mean, I think this is. I said it's a big debate because I don't know, maybe it's very clear for us because it's a thing that we define, but it's not truly helpful for people outside to see this, and they can say what you said. what is this? So yeah, I don't know.
For me, I think not all of these should be there, but if that project that is submitted to the site, it is kind of related to one of the already existing civic design courses, if it is kind of a second phase of it, or it's kind of a continuation of it, we should have it. Or if it's a project of rural lab, we should have it as a kind of a something that you can tick, and when you click on Rural Lab, you see all the projects of Rural Lab.
Yeah.
These ones, yes, I understand. For example, but Local Camp, I don't understand. Civic Factory, it already has its own website, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we just keep academia and labs, because also with the collaboration technologies, I mean, if you do it doesn't make any sense, for example, if we put our own communication work as a project into the site. So maybe we just keep academia and labs, because they are the ones that it would be nice to see all these projects together. But you can also do that through tagging. We can just note in the tags, if you belong to part of an academy or a lab, please give priority to tag them here, and then we just get rid of all this last part. Both is for me okay.
Okay, for me, I agree with Local Camp and Civic Factory, and in fact, when I was writing down this, it was like that. I mean, Local Camp and Civic Factory has his own site, but I think that this field could be interesting because, for example, I mean, this field, if we upload projects, internal projects of CivicWise about how we work, it would be like open source CivicWise. It would be like having in our website and easy to get how we make it possible, how we work. So, for example, Lost in Translation, the project, all the process to build the website, to understand how we tell ourselves how to organize all the information, blah blah. The work that we are doing it right now. This kind of work for me could be nice to have it in the website as a project. And also, for example, I don't know if someone develop a project or process to develop a new governance tool for CivicWise or whatever, or how we understand the economy inside CivicWise, how we do it. So these kind of things, I don't know, but I don't know how, because could be tricky, because I don't know, could be like mixing things that apparently are not related, but I think could be interesting, and could be something like this, like if we are opening the code of CivicWise, that we're opening and make it very accessible, the code and the source of CivicWise. I think one of the most interesting thing about CivicWise, and once you say what is CivicWise to someone, for me at least, in the 80% of the cases, people get more interested in CivicWise itself, more than the projects. I mean, are interested in how we work, how we do it, how we make it to have people in all these countries and work together, and how we communicate it with each other, and how we make it sustainable. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, like the making of, no?
Yeah.
Okay. You are talking about putting CivicWise, some aspects of CivicWise as project on the website. Yeah. I mean, but how would it, for example, work with that governance sector that we already have in the site right now?
No, the thing here for me is that, I mean, I put these things to understand now what I mean with this, with collaboration technologies. But I guess should be another name also for this, because in fact maybe we don't have anything here, and if you upload a project that you develop for an internal thing on CivicWise, and for example, loss in translation, if you want to upload loss in translation process to the website, you have the option to add it to these production spaces, which is collaboration technologies. Maybe you don't have this. It's just a project on these production spaces. Or if someone develop a project to, I don't know, for example, to have a guide, a book with all the information about how to set a project in CivicWise, how to start a project, how to build a team, how to make the budget of a project on CivicWise, blah, 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 and make a book which is useful for anyone on the network and is useful for outside. For example, if someone do this and do this inside CivicWise as a project, as we make a loss in translation process, he or she can upload this project on the website as a project itself and can add it to this production space, which is collaboration technologies.
Okay. Shall we call it collaboration techniques? Not the technologies, but because I think it's much more about the methodology rather than because we are not inventing new technologies. We're just, I think the methodology is more important than the technology itself.
Okay, I don't know.
I mean, collaboration techniques or methods. I would go for it.
For me, are two different things, and both are interesting, because it's true that if we talk about technology, we in every project we define a protocol that is methodology or technique, and we use some tools to do the project. That is technology, and both are important for me.
But the technology is on this repository and the code is there, right? This part is for the second thing that you are referring to, Alfonso.
Yeah. I was thinking that all the thing that Pascual was explaining, I'm totally agree. For me, is the most powerful thing of CivicWise, and we have to talk about that. But I think to include collaboration technologies or technique or methodologies in production spaces, I think it's a little bit confused.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you think, Pascual, but for me are two different things. Because at the end, if you have a list of production spaces associated to the project, and you have a list of collaboration technologies, collaboration methodologies, and you have the repository, all that is the source code of the project finally. You know, because you have how it was possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, like I said, this is a big debate because it's very.
Yeah.
I don't know because, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, yeah, if we have the code for every project, then it's okay. We can say that we have the code for CivicWise. We have how we make it, but at the same time, I think that is not it's not quite the same, first of all, and second of all, repository is not a mandatory field, so it's not going to be a lot of projects with the code. That's the first thing. And second of all, I don't think it's the same. It's quite the same because this is the code, the specific code for the project. So, for example, if you develop a digital platform, you
Yeah.
upload here the source, okay? Or for example, if you make imagine that in Hacker Residence, we would upload all the editable files for every graphic that we made, and we upload all the text in an open source way. So okay, that's the code for Hacker Residence, but that's not the code of CivicWise. What I mean is, I mean, people outside, as much as I feel by now, what, when I tell CivicWise, is that there's a lot of people trying to work in a network way, and everyone is struggling with that. And always, I mean, we are struggling with that. We are always trying to see how open we can be, how transparent we can be, because okay, you can say that you are very open and whatever, but you have to materialize that with which tools, which protocols, how you do it, how you make it possible, and blah blah blah. So for me are two things, and could be like very 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 interesting if you have inside projects like and maybe now is not the moment, and maybe we have to, with this discussion is in another space to do it, but it would be very very interesting if you have inside the project page on the website like a production space, which is, I don't know how to call it, collaboration technologies or collaboration methodologies, wherever, and you click it, and you have all the projects developed by CivicWise about how to work as a network. So if you want to develop a new network, or you want, for example, add some new process, new protocols in your own organization to work in a more open way or transparency way, or you want to be more collaborative or whatever, you can go to the CivicWise website and you can see how we do it, and you can see the specific examples, and you can see how we do it. So you can add that protocols and tools and processes to your own organization, or maybe it's not because you want to add it in your own organization, it's just because you want to understand how we do it. So in any case, for me would be interesting. But anyway, it's very clear there is a very 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 big debate. So maybe well, maybe could be just we can let it like this here, and maybe not add it by now to the form, so we can discuss it maybe even in the next local cam or in another space. But because I guess is, first of all, it's a big debate, and second of all, even if we all agree that we want to make this, we need to see how to do it with projects, and if it makes sense or not. I mean, we need to think about it. So it's complex debate, but
Yeah. Okay. Okay. From my point of view, all of these that I'm selecting is in relation. Is that what I was trying to say? That I'm agree that collaboration technologies must to be in the form. I'm sure of that, about that. But I think we have to rethink the structure of all of this, because if not, it's not clear.
yeah.
The problem is that I think the collaboration technologies is mostly the governance of the CivicWise, and it actually is kind of, it covers all the things below it, like the academy labs and things like that. But yeah, let's not discuss this. I think you are right, it's a very, very big one because we cannot solve it right now. But in my opinion, if it's not going to be a huge work, let's keep this production space here. Because when I think of a project that is related to one of the labs, it is very useful to have this list here, at least. And the other ones, we will see how we will use it in time. The collaboration technologies, the civic economy governance and things like that. We might see in time how it works. But the other ones, I think they are very necessary, the academy and labs. So
Okay.
let's keep them.
Yeah, and anyway, with people testing the form, once we have it, we can see how to mix or clarify this this thing with repository and blah blah, and how it works. Okay. Okay.
So we are done.
What? Sorry?
So it's done. We are at the end of the form now.
Yeah, but I have some fields that were in the previous version of the form, and now they have gone. I don't know why. For example, city and country for the projects.
Okay.
I think they must be. And in the previous form, we had also two very specific fields: discourse main thread or category of the projects, and meetings video archive to link the YouTube channel to show all the videos of the projects.
Okay, we can add that to repository.
Yeah, yeah. And in the previous version, we had also a specific field for methodology. But I think that is in the middle of the debate. Yeah, I will copy this.
Methodology is something that you select, or you just write the methodology of the project. What was it like?
In the previous version, we had thought that, or I had understand that like a free field of text, you know. You can explain a little bit if you want. It's not a mandatory field. The methodology you have followed.
Okay.
But I think it's in the same debate that the previous debate. So we have to rethink that.
Yeah, because what I would suggest is just to have just one text area where everything is there, rather than having another and another one. It's always easier for everyone to just.
Anyway, for the specific methodology for a specific project, what we could have is not a text, but yeah, like a document. I mean, if you have a specific document that explains the methodology, but it's going to be weird. Well, whatever, forget it.
And finished question for the form, for the project form. Maybe it's necessary or maybe not to have private fields for internal use. I was thinking in that when I have seen the budget field. Have you thought about the budget field like a public field?
For me, yes. It's not a mandatory field, but if you want to add the budget, I think it's interesting.
Because it's not the money that you earn, it is the budget of the whole project. So it's...
Yeah. Totally agree. And what do you think? Do you think we need a private fields or not?
Like what? Like which?
I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking about this form and the site, like an internal tool, for example. Information like access to some.
We can have a special text where you can just take some notes for internal gossiping. Just like, do not work with this municipality ever again. They drove us crazy and things like that. We can have some internal notes. Might be
better than that. In this project, these two wisers became a couple.
Yeah, also that might work.
No. Okay.
No, but I was a bit serious because for internal use, it might be interesting where you can just put some notes about the client or about the context that you worked in. You might even say some things that's just like the neighborhood was so, I don't know, so rich that they didn't really want to participate. Kind of very internal, real critique we can put in, maybe, I don't know, as a kind of an extra note taking for the community.
Could maybe go farther than that, and I don't know how hard it is to have like internal chat. So, for example,
no, but it's not for the chat. It's just like you are just browsing through the projects, and one of them has this like kind of a note. It's, I mean,
yeah,
it's always.
It's okay. But I was thinking. I mean, I was. Sorry, I don't know if I. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, because sometimes I lost. Sorry. Beside that maybe I don't know if it's interesting to, or it's a crazy thing to have an internal chat on the project. So, for example, if I'm browsing through projects on CivicWise and I see one that is I'm interested, and I have some doubts, I can like write the question. And for example, if you, Julia, are the coordinator of the project, is going to pop up these chats that I'm asking directly to you for a doubt that I don't know how you solve this. I think it's very interesting, this project, how you solve this specific thing. So it's like to have like internal chats for people. I mean, right now we are a few people in CivicWise, but I don't know. I'm imagining 5 years from now when I was millions of people in CivicWise, could be very interesting to have like it's like also a value that we can have inside CivicWise. It's like internal consultancy. It's like you have direct contact with the people who develop the projects, and you can not just check the project, but you can talk directly in a very directly way to the people who develop this and ask for a specific question. And
Yeah. It's really interesting that. Yeah. For me, there are two different things. One is to contact directly with the people that did the project. That is one thing, and the other thing is the possibility to have a sort of chat or a comment system like we have here in Google Doc to comment the content of the project. Yeah. It's not it won't be ready in the first phase of the of the website, I mean.
Maybe we can do some testing with annotations.
Yeah.
Maybe it in the first phase, even if it is if it becomes a very much used tool, then we transform it into something else. Because the annotation system, I think, is a bit like the commenting system that we use in the Google Docs.
okay.
And we have to write the protocol to how to use the annotations.
Okay. Okay. We have 1 hour.
Yes.
Okay. I think that is almost done. We just need to add a little bit. I mean, some fields that maybe we need to add a bit description, but it's quite done. We can do that this week, working on the document. I will push a little bit more now in Slack, so someone join us. And next week, I think, I don't know what do you think, but I think that we can keep continuing with the same work, but with the other forms. So we can continue with the profile form, and then with circle form and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Perfect. Okay. Well, then I'm stopping the broadcast. Bye to the public.